Hi, I'm Lee King with Louisiana Football TV Magazine. We have a great lineup tonight. Blain Bech, Brett Bech, not only LSU former wide receivers, but former Slidell High School wide receivers. We talk about their family, and man, this is a big-time athletic family. We've got the head coach from Madison Prep, Landry Williams, who played at Glen Oaks High School. The head coach at Vermilion Catholic, Kevin Fouquier, a great former college coach, was at Louisiana Tech and ULL and several other colleges. And we've got two big-time recruits. We also have a call-in from a big-time linebacker, Garen Hargon from Captain Shreve High School in Shreveport, who's going to Rice University. We'll be right back in just a moment.
When I tore my ACL, I didn't think I'd ever be able to play soccer again. My doctor told me how important physical therapy would be, so I chose Peak. I'm glad I did. Now I'm stronger, faster, better than ever. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Honey, what's wrong with the disposer?
What disposer?
Clogged drain. Call Roto-Rooter, America's neighborhood drain expert.
I'll leave for a little while. And all you other letters think you can take over my town. Look at you. No issues even involved. If the people want the money they deserve for their accident,
The E-guarantee.
and as for you other letters, it's time you were erased.
Exercising is my life, so when I had to stop because of my foot and ankle pain, I was absolutely devastated. I chose Peak, and they taught me how to relieve the pain. They really do bring out the athlete in everyone. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Welcome back, Lee King, Louisiana Football TV Magazine. I want to thank Superior Grill. They've been a supporter for 23 years, man. One of our first advertisers, Bob Kershoff and his family, great people. Highland Road's the popular spot right now, and also Government Street, Line Avenue in Shreveport, and St. Charles Avenue in New Orleans. If you're in Birmingham, Alabama, they're in Birmingham, Alabama too. Got LSU fans in Alabama. It's good to have this coming weekend with LSU-Alabama game. But before we wait any longer, I want to go ahead and introduce our first guest, Blain Bech, former wide receiver for LSU, was on the national championship team against Oklahoma, which had Tommy Harris and all those great All-Americans. If you remember Brent Musburger, there was no chance LSU could win the game, basically, right?
Right.
Blain?
That's what they told us.
I mean, it seemed like all week it was about Tommy Harris, the quarterback
Jason
at
White.
Oklahoma,
Yeah.
Jason White. They're bad receivers. You know, LSU's in this, barely, whatever. And you got a young Nick Saban as head coach.
One of the best speeches I ever heard. Before the game, we would separate offense, defense, but it was in one big room, so we could overhear Coach Muschamp talking to the defense. And he was going around to each player and saying, you know who they have on their team? The Outland Award winner. What you think about that? You know who they have on their team? The Nagurski Award winner. What you think about that?
Kept reminding you.
They have the Heisman winner. What you think about that? And they all started shaking their heads. He's like, you know, we got a bunch of bad you-know-whats, and everybody went crazy. It was still, we all were cheering on offense, not listening to Coach Fisher, what he had to say.
Most people don't remember this, but a lot of LSU fans do. I remember. But you were not only a receiver at LSU from 99 to 2003, but you're also the holder for extra points.
I was.
And you were known for a fake field goal attempts against Florida in your career that worked.
Florida worked.
And national championship game, it worked. Y'all didn't score after, but it worked.
Flipped the field. I had 4 in my career.
How much practice time went into that Blain at LSU? I mean, was that
Every
a lot?
day we would spend 3 or 4 minutes on it. It all depended on what that defense was doing, the look they would give you. And we got to the line, and I would check whether they were in the right formation for it or not. So
we got a little piece on you with, I think, one of your fakes here.
Uh-oh.
We're returning the clock back a little bit. But here's John Corbella, St. Thomas More High School. This is Florida Gators. Man, what are you, a running back? I mean, you're running a 4.3 here?
I always tell people, you see the size of the people that were chasing me.
Look, Saban's still not smiling. Look, he's still not.
He
He's
smiles in a second. Watch.
A lot of LSU fans in Gainesville that game.
Rob Sale right there, the offensive
Rob.
coordinator at UL.
Florida had a good team. Rex Grossman, quarterback.
Look at Saban, smiling.
Oh, there you go. Got a little smile out of it. So did he get, you know, they did was it steak if you win on the blue team or the, what team in Springs got steak or somebody got beans?
Beans and hot dogs.
So what'd you get for that? Just
nothing. Just
get
the
the start,
meal
keep
on the,
starting.
just the meal on the way home on the plane. A bag sandwich.
And also we've got some more, I think, footage here.
Oh yeah.
This is the national championship game, man. This is
So we had just.
This is Go Day at kicker. People forget about Ryan Go Day.
Yeah.
Big time moment here. Fake.
It's a fake.
Just David Jones. Just cut back in right here.
Baltimore, Maryland native.
Oh.
That's why they were taking so much time.
I still give him, when I see him, I still give him heck about that.
Just cut in.
Just
you
cut in.
scored.
You're 6'5".
You know, all the great players on that team. I mean, Barrington Edwards was a backup. He was a great running back.
Yeah.
I mean, you started with a lot of great backs. Dominique Davis when you first got to LSU.
Brandon Tofield.
Josh Reed,
Devery Henderson.
And then people look back at this game and go, whoa, look at the O-line at LSU. Look at the Ben Wilkersons and look at Nate Livings and
Stephen
Peterman.
Andrew
That whole
Whitworth still playing.
O-line went pro.
Yeah, Rodney Reed went pro for a little while too.
Marcus Spears, Marquise Hill.
Kyle Williams, Chad Lavallee.
Unbelievable.
I mean, we're pretty good.
Pretty stout.
Yeah.
Lionel Turner had the pick. Lionel Turner had a pick in that game, and Marcus Spears played back as a linebacker and scored and
Dropped
intercepted.
pick 6. Yeah.
I think that might have got him some money in that game with the Dallas Cowboys.
I think so. Initially, then he earned his money the rest of his career.
Blain, what was that week like for you going back as an LSU player to do the national championship? They didn't have the playoffs back then, but you've got several days where you're just practicing for the and there's cameras everywhere. Everywhere you go, it's in New Orleans.
In New Orleans. I mean, it couldn't have set up better for us and our team. 45 years since we had won a national championship, to be down in New Orleans for a week. So we got there the Sunday before and had a week to enjoy all the festivities and everything that came with the Sugar Bowl and the parties and all that. And to go out how we did my last game there, I mean, you couldn't have drawn it up any better.
Now, your older brother, hopefully we're going to get him to call in from the Dallas Cowboys. He's the current head strength coach of the Dallas Cowboys since 2011. Brett played at LSU, was a walk-on, and I want to mention this to young men that are watching. This show goes statewide. If you don't get a scholarship out of high school, don't close the door.
No.
You and your brother did it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
You and your brother walked on LSU, and both started at LSU.
Yeah,
and
3-year letterman. He was the team captain for 2 years.
Anything in a message to say to young men playing today that
don't let some stars that someone else put on you determine where you can go and what you want to do, because they'll always make it to where when you go somewhere the coaches cannot not put you on the field.
Your family is just full of athletes. Tiger Bech is at Princeton, your nephew.
Nephew at Princeton.
Jack Bech, your nephew, is at St. Thomas More, only a junior, and I think the best junior receiver in the state.
I haven't seen
phenomenal
anybody.
Player.
And I don't watch a lot. I watch my nephews at Slaughter High and my nephew at St. Thomas More.
Your name could be not Bech, and I would tell you that.
Right, but I mean, he's impressive.
Your dad was a decorated track guy at Southeastern.
Yeah, he was.
Your
in the Hall of Fame.
Your sister was a soccer player at LSU.
She was the first recruit for LSU soccer.
One?
Yep. When they started the program, she was the first.
Is there
recruit.
like a family plaque at Slidell High School? Who else in the family? I mean, going like the immediate family. Anybody else?
My older brother, who's older than Brett, played baseball. He was the Mississippi Junior College Baseball Player of the Year. Came to LSU, was going to walk on, and then Love took over, and he had other plans, but he was an athlete as well.
And there's several others we're going to mention. He's got a nephew that's a starting quarterback at Slidell that I've seen play, who's a junior, a good player, and another nephew who's a wide receiver at Slidell. We'll be back. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
injury lawyer E. Eric Gerard. There's a Superman comic where he leaves Earth and comes back only to find a bunch of other superheroes trying to fight evil but just not getting the job done. Well, I'm back. Now there's all these other lawyers on TV saying they can help you with their injury claim, but something's just not the same. There's only one Superman, and there's only one E. E. Eric Gerard. eGuarantee.com. Get the E. Guarantee.
Honey, what's wrong with the disposer?
What disposer?
Clogged drain? Call Roto-Rooter, America's neighborhood drain expert.
Hi, we are live with the PPTV network, where one of the top athletes is about to make his important decision. We know his character, and nothing will hold him back.
I'm glad to have my family and friends here for this choice. It's more than my career. It will affect the rest of my life. I choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
The decision is in. Why choose Peak?
Their reputation and their record of success is unmatched.
When it matters most, another patient chooses Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
The Wright Group has been dedicated to enriching lives for over 100 years. With its roots in Louisiana, it branches across the U.S. and around the world. The Wright Group is a key supplier and contributor to the functional food, sports nutrition, supplement, and health and fitness markets, supplying customized nutritional blends, vitamin and mineral premixes, and micro-encapsulated ingredients, leading the way in customer service and innovation, fueling the way we live. The right team, the Wright Group.
Welcome back. Our website is lafootballmagazine.com. If you're a mom or dad in the state or out of state and you're watching this on the internet or on our show, you can go to our site if you can't find a magazine. Actually, Major Burns, who's going to be on later from Madison Prep's in the magazine, and also Drew Lege, who's a quarterback from Vermilion Catholic, who's only a junior, is also in the magazine. But you can find it by going to the website and ordering a magazine from this past season, which is still technically, we're not in the past yet. The preview's still good to get if you need it as a focal point.
Playoffs.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Use it as a guide to help you with all the names and all the different teams in the state. We've been doing it since 1996. Started out in my apartment in 96. I want to go ahead and go back to Blain, and we'll try and get your brother Brett on. I know that he's busy in Dallas. They had a game last night.
Recovering from a big win, hopefully.
Big win.
Yeah.
I'm glad it wasn't a loss today to get him on.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have. They needed that one last night.
Jerry's probably happier. Jerry Jones. He's one of my favorite owners. People don't like him, but I actually like the way the guy.
Oh, he's all. I mean, from what my brother said, there's not a better group or organization he has been around that he could work for. So it's been great for him as an employee.
They've been good to Brady James that played at LSU. Yeah. I saw Brady at an LSU game. He's going in the Hall of Fame, LSU. But without wasting any more time, we actually have your brother on.
Awesome.
Brett Bech. Brett, thanks for joining us. Brett?
Oh, that's a nice picture.
Brett, do we have Brett Bech? Okay, we'll keep trying to get him on. See if we can get him hooked up. Maybe he's in the weight room where there's not a signal.
Let's go with that. Let's go with that.
Maybe the weights are getting away. Let's keep trying him to get him on, but he's growing a little beard there, huh?
That was a few years ago. That's not the most recent weight.
Is that Brett Bech? Thanks for joining us.
Can you hear me? I'm here.
Yay, man. Good. Thanks for being on our show. We got your brother Blain Bech here, and he was telling me how he had better hands than you coming out of Slidell High School. Is that true?
Well, I'm starting to doubt the validity of this show already.
I just think it's good to have a show with two brothers that worked really hard as walk-ons to make it into great careers. And you've been with the Cowboys since 2011, Brett. And, I mean, you had a great career at LSU, almost 100 catches in your career. Talk about your walk-on experience being the older brother in this great family of athletes. Your dad was a great track star at Southeastern, your sister. You got all these nephews that are doing great. What is it about the family, and you were the oldest son, so what was it like being the first to do it?
Well, I think it was just my dad instilled a sense of determination and hard work in us without us really even knowing it when we were young. You know, we would all be eating in the front yard and see who could kick pine cones the straightest and run around the trees and plant. You know, we lived way out in the wilderness, so there wasn't a lot of ballparks place to go to. So we were out in front playing with each other, playing with trees, dogs, chickens, and everything else. So I think it started when we were young without us even knowing it.
I wanted to ask you, congratulations, by the way, on your win last night, Dallas Cowboys. That was a big win over the Giants. I guess the mood's good on a win day, right, Brett?
Yeah, always. Food tastes better. Everything's a little bit fresher, and birds are chirping and all that good stuff. Especially to a division rival like the Giants.
Brett, any memories that stick out to you at LSU? Your days coming from Slidell, being a receiver. You played for the Saints. You know, over 3 years. You played in the Arena League. You had a pretty long career as a pro athlete. But anything that sticks out with LSU and the Saints? Any memories?
Shoot, there's tons of them. I'm trying to say what sticks out. Probably good and bad. Played Auburn my senior year, and we were maybe 2 or 3 touchdown underdogs, and we were winning. And, you know, I made some good plays. And Jamie Howard was a quarterback. You know, not all his fault. We had
a
couple of coordinators that were made some ill-advised decisions and wound up losing the game after the 6 interception game on Jamie's part. And then the next year, I remember I was a fan. Jamie came back and they won against our home. They carried him off the field. And, you know, I couldn't have been more happy for a guy. And, you know, he's gone on to do really good things in his hometown, his area as well. His son is a quarterback with one of my nephews in Lafayette. So it's kind of neat to see Howard to Bech again, and hopefully they can make their careers in college and, you know, be good men as well.
Yeah, and also, you know, the former teammates and friends you meet in college, and during that era, y'all were on some teams that just stuck together because it was, now you look at all the national championships. Your brother was on that Oklahoma game, and you got to be proud of Blain and just watching him. What did you think of Blain? He came after you at LSU, but what was it like watching him play at LSU?
Well, I often ask people a trivia question: who threw the longest pass of that game? And you know, it wasn't Matt Moss, or I don't even know who the other guy is. There was big field goals that Blain threw to one of this fat, slow tight end that couldn't score. It was like 4th and goal, 40, and they got it down like to the 2 or 3 yard line. So that's a trivia question that most probably wouldn't think correct.
And that pass looked better than most of the Giants' passes last night, actually.
Well, yeah, it's probably true.
What's it like being a strength coach, Brett, in Dallas, and working for a great organization, Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys?
I was talking to a guy the other day. I haven't worked a day in my life except for when I was in LSU, the summer jobs. They put you out in the hard hat construction when you were younger. You had to go and earn keep. Other than that, it's been kind of a fairy tale for me, you know, especially being in Dallas. It's a first-class organization. You know, it's maybe the best known sports enterprise on the planet, which is, you know, a testament to Jerry Jones. They said it was suicide. He had lawyers that quit, not buying the Dallas Cowboys. So, well, I'm not on that with you. You know, I'm sure they're ruining that decision now. That's probably worth a couple of $1 billion, and, you know, almost single-handedly just because of him. So it's first class all the way around.
Well, Brett, any final predictions on LSU Alabama this week? I'll let you and Blain both. What's your prediction?
Before the season started, Amari Cooper said, "All right, I'll make a deal with you. You know, they're coming off of 9-10 wins straight." He said, "If LSU ever wins versus Alabama, I'll give you $500." But every time Alabama wins, you got to give me $100. So I got $500. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Shoot, if they just go out there and execute and, you know, don't get overwhelmed, give us a big boost. If Tua didn't play, I think we still overcome him even if he does play.
Blain, what do you think?
31-27.
So
Joe Burrow wins the Heisman this weekend.
I agree. I think if Joe does great against Bama, it's that signature moment like Cannon had against Ole Miss. And I think it's going to take a great game from Joe to win this game. But, Brett, look, good luck with the rest of the season. I grew up a Steelers fan, but I'm pulling for you. But I hope
nobody's perfect.
I hope Dallas can really make a run this year. I know Dak's doing better. Prescott, one of our own from Houghton, Louisiana, and I really think it seems like the year for Dallas to do some good things this year.
Well, we definitely got a window. We just gotta go through it, make things happen.
Well, Brent, let me let you get back to work, and again, thanks for taking the time to join us today.
Okay, you got it.
Thank you,
Take
Brett.
care.
So your brother, he's working a lot, man.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
staying busy. And Blain, appreciate you being here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
When you leave, I'm going to give you the Louisiana seasonings.
Perfect.
Grab you one of those. And
I have 4 kids. Can I have 2?
Yeah, take 2 of them. Seriously. You need 3 of them? Or you need 4 of them. You probably need more than 4.
Yeah.
But thanks for being here. And I know the LSU fans will watch it today. And it's good to have your brother on and talk about your dad and Tiger and Jack. And mention your other nephew that's
Parker.
a receiver.
Oh, Blain Bech at Slidell. He broke a hand this year, but he'll be back next year. And then my other nephew, Parker's a catcher at Baton Rouge Community College.
Y'all stay busy.
Yeah, we try.
You're going to be going to football games for a long
Forever.
time.
I hope so.
Your kids are coming up too, so we'll be back. We're going to have Coach Kevin Fouquier from Vermilion Catholic. Later in the show, Landry Williams will be joining us from Madison Prep, and both of their top recruits will be joining us, and Garen Hargon from Captain Shreve will be calling in. We'll talk to you in a minute.
Well, I've had back pain now and then, but it got so bad I couldn't even bend over. I didn't want to resort to pain pills, so I chose Peak, hoping they could relieve the pain. They got me active again. I even lost weight. I believe in better. I chose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Honey, what's wrong with the disposer?
What disposer?
Clogged drain? Call Roto-Rooter, America's neighborhood drain expert.
I spent years suffering from knee pain, so I decided to have replacement surgery. My doctor did a great job, and he allowed me to choose Peak for my PT. I should have done this a long time ago. I'm so glad I chose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
I'll leave for a little while. And all you other letters think you can take over my town. Look at you. None issues even evolved. If the people want the money they deserve for their accident.
The E-guarantee.
And as for you other letters, it's time you were erased.
Welcome back, Lee Burkeen, Louisiana Football TV Magazine. I hope y'all enjoyed Brett Bech. I'm glad he called in from the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones usually doesn't give his guys that much free time the day after a game. Brett does a good job. Look, when you last in the NFL, and I'll ask my next guest this, a great guy I'm going to introduce in a minute, but to stay in the NFL for 7 years at any position or college football in one place for 7 years, that's pretty good. I mean, people get fired every year in college and pro football, but I want to introduce my next guest. Speaking of football, he's currently the head coach at Vermilion Catholic. He's doing a great job. They're 8-1. His quarterback, Drew Lege, will be on the show later. Junior, a great quarterback. Coach has been all over the state coaching. He was recruit coordinator at Louisiana Tech. He was at ULL. And he's been all over the place in the country. He's been coaching a long time. I met him back in 1999, might have been 97 when we got started.
Yeah.
But Coach Kevin Fouquier, thank you for joining us.
Good to see you, Lee. Thank you for having us on. Appreciate it.
What's it like going back to high school coaching and getting away from the 90-hour work week, college football?
Well, it's a lot different, you know, as far as the support staff and everything else that we have there, which we have a great support at Vermilion Catholic. But it's a lot different, you know, almost 27, 28 years in college coaching and volunteering for a couple of years here, and now became the head coach. It's been different.
I've been to Vermilion a couple of times, and what a great Catholic school.
Right.
Great community in Abbeville. The kids play hard. You don't necessarily have, I don't know if you have any linemen over 220 on the O-line.
No, we got one. He might be about 5'7", 5'8", but
yeah,
you know, that's what we have.
You got,
and we got kids that play hard.
Play hard, and they play as a team, and
right.
You do a good job. You've done a good job there these past few seasons. We've got some film, Coach, that you gave us on your team. We're going to roll that in a few seconds, but I want to mention Coach is a graduate of Hanson High School. I got to mention that.
That's right, Coach McCloskey.
The legendary coach. Here's some film on your team, Coach. Any thoughts on this?
Right. No, I mean, you know, we started off the season our non-conference or
non-district. Quarterback right here.
Yeah, there's Drew with a good rollout, keeping his eyes downfield. Wide receivers did a nice job.
Defense.
There's Touchette kid.
Jock Touchette, a big Mike linebacker,
there he
senior.
is again. But you know, the thing is our non-district schedule was pretty tough. You know, scheduled a couple of 3A schools and a AA school, and then now we into district, and you know, this Friday playing for a district championship against Central Catholic.
Week 10, one more game before the playoffs.
That's right.
Here's a nice field, you know.
This is against Kaplan right here, the junior Josh Segura taking it back. That was the opening kickoff.
It's a good little run back.
Yeah, good run back against Kaplan. So that was good. That set the tone.
The strength of your team, I mean, you got a good senior group, huh, Coach? A good group.
Got a senior group. That was Josh again. We ran a little wheel route. Drew hit Josh on the wheel route, and he made a couple guys miss. But I tell you, got a good nucleus of guys, you know, from juniors and seniors. And I'll tell you what, Lee, I'm real excited about our freshman class. Got a group of freshmen that's going to be pretty good.
Coming up.
Yes, sir.
It's always good to have.
Always good.
And defensively, you guys are always making plays. Here's an offense again. Drew's got touch on the ball. I mean, good touch, good intermediate throws.
You know, during the summer, we did the 7-on-7, and a friend of mine, Jake DeLone, you know, played for a while in the league. And Jake,
not too bad?
No, Jake came and watched us during 7-on-7 at Turlands, and he said the thing that Drew really does have well, you know, he leads his wide receivers where they don't have to come back for the ball. He puts it out in space.
Very composed, calm kid.
Keeps his eyes down the field.
Under pressure, hangs in the pocket.
Yeah.
Over the middle, that's not easy.
Strong arm on him, Lee. You know, and this summer he put on about 15 pounds. He's weighing about 190 right now. And like I said, just a junior.
This looks like at Nicholls State Field, huh?
Yeah,
Coach?
this was the last week. You know, and what people don't realize is Drew's, you know, I mean, he's thrown for a little over 2,000-something yards, but he's only had to play in 3 full ball games, you know.
That's a heck of a stat in itself.
He's been out at halftime just about every game except for 3 ball games.
And, you know, as you know, being a recruiting coordinator at Central Arkansas, Tech, Sam Houston, UTEP, you know that stats is not the answer to getting recruiting. It's your upside.
Right. And that's what we always had looked at, you know, even at Middle Tennessee and FIU, UL, you know, those places. No, we couldn't get those kids that was 6'6" or 6'7", 330 pounds. But, you know, whenever we was at A&M, we could.
Yeah.
You know, but we'd always take those kids that had the upside, and there is no measurement for heart, you know.
One interesting stat, Bill Johnson was finally named D-line coach. LSU had been trying to hire Bill for 30 years. The Falcons, I mean, legendary.
Yeah.
Your mentor at A&M.
Yeah, Bill came in, you know, my first year was at at A&M, we had Greg Madison, and Greg was left and went to Michigan, and we hired Bill. And I tell you what, Bill took me underneath his wing and helped get me over to Louisiana Tech with Joe Raymond and that crew. And so Bill's a mentor.
We're going to take a break, Coach. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have Landry Williams join us from Madison Prep. We're going to keep Coach on the set. We're going to have both coaches on the set. And Madison Prep's 8-1. Major Burns is going to be joining us later in the show. His star safety corner. He's a corner, but he could play all the DB positions. That's a compliment to Major. We'll be right back in just a moment.
I'm injury lawyer E. Eric Gerard. There's a Superman comic where he leaves Earth and comes back only to find a bunch of other superheroes trying to fight evil but just not getting the job done. Well, I'm back. Now there's all these other lawyers on TV saying they can help you with their injury claim, but something's just not the same. There's only one Superman, and there's only one E. E. Eric Gerard. eGuarantee.com. Get the E. Guarantee.
Hi, we are live with the PPTV network, where one of the top athletes is about to make his important decision. We know his character, and nothing will hold him back.
I'm glad to have my family and friends here for this choice. It's more than my career. It will affect the rest of my life. I choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
The decision is in. Why choose Peak?
Their reputation and their record of success is unmatched.
When it matters most, another patient chooses Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Honey, what's wrong with the disposer?
What disposer?
Clogged drain? Call Roto-Rooter, America's neighborhood drain expert.
The Wright Group has been dedicated to enriching lives for over 100 years. With its roots in Louisiana, it branches across the U.S. and around the world. The Wright Group is a key supplier and contributor to the functional food, sports nutrition, supplement, and health and fitness markets, supplying customized nutritional blends, vitamin and mineral premixes, and micro-encapsulated ingredients, leading the way in customer service and innovation, fueling the way we live. The right team, the Wright Group.
Welcome back, Lieber King, Louisiana Football TV Magazine. We're going to have Garen Hargon call in from Captain Shreve pretty soon. He's 6'3", 230 linebacker with a 4.3 GPA. Committed to Rice, runs about a 4.7. I think he's phenomenal. I think he can go anywhere. But you know those guys that go to Rice and Stanford, they put a lot of guys in the NFL that people don't recruit.
Right.
And this kid is going to be calling in. He's missed most of the year with an injury, but he's going to sign with Rice. And later in the show, Major Burns from Madison Prep, committed to LSU. And also a great quarterback, Drew Lege from Vermilion Catholic, who's only a junior. And you saw him in the film, number 18, does a great job for Vermilion Catholic. I want to go ahead and welcome our next guest, a coach I've met a long time ago. Glen Oaks, going back to Glen Oaks. If you remember Glen Oaks, they had Eric Randall at quarterback, who eventually went to Southern University. They had Gabe Northern, who was a DN, number 88, went to LSU. And they had a receiver named Landry Williams. And Landry was that guy that was the home run threat back in the day for Coach Nolan Gill. And he was a stud, man. He played college football. And now it's crazy that he's been coaching for 20-plus years, and he's the head coach of Madison Prep. Landry, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Lally.
Time has flown by quick.
Yes. A lot has happened over the years, but I've been consistent. You know, I enjoy working with the kids, and also with all the kids in the community and everything that goes along with it. And it's just a joy and a blessing to be at Madison Prep.
My friend Drew Dillio would love your hat and shirt because he went to Michigan.
Yeah.
But it looks like Michigan, Madison Prep. But Coach, we've got your DB on who's committed to LSU, Major Burns.
Great kid.
Great kid, and been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Lost his dad at a young age,
yes,
and has overcome, and has really been a leader for you this year. And what's your take on Major Burns, committed to LSU?
Major's a great athlete, but he's even a better person. He's our leader. When things get tight, the team know they can rally around him, and then he's going to be the one in the locker room to get everybody up ready to play. Not only that, he's going to make plays on the field to get everybody excited. So he's a great kid. LSU's a great guy. They're getting a great guy in Major Burns, and great things going to happen for him in the future.
Could play any DB spot.
Pretty much any skill position on the field.
Plays receiver for you.
Wide receiver. He played quarterback before, holder. He can do punt returns, special teams. I mean, the sky's the limit.
Long, can be 200-plus pounds.
Long range. He can play in the box. Real physical and aggressive. Pack a punch for his size. So he's a great kid.
And you have another DB that's I call a jumbo DB, which Coach Fouquier would love. Joel Williams. He's 200 pounds plus and still runs. His hips are still butter.
Wow.
At 6'1".
Real smooth.
And he's going to Alabama for the LSU game, and down to Alabama, LSU. He can play corner at 200 pounds, which is amazing.
Yes, he's strong, athletic. His size, once he walks down and he get his hands on you, it's kind of hard to get away from him.
What's it like as a coach, Landry? You were a star receiver.
Yeah.
If a D coordinator's watching your high school film, you got two elite corners, big corners. They must be thinking, how am I going to throw the ball on Madison Prep?
I mean, we coach hard. I mean, hats off to my coaching staff. We really coach guys hard. We want them to be men on and off the field, and we hold them accountable. And when they hold each other accountable, we play hard, and good things happen. Those guys, they're the first guys in, the last to leave. They do all the little things. They want to get better. They like watching film and things of that nature, and it don't take much to coach them up because they want it.
I watched your team on a couple of full games this year, Coach. I also want to mention Alexander Atkinson, which is I think he's legit 1AA, low D1, could be mid-range DN for you, 240 plus, 6'1", motor, brings it. Primus Breckenridge, who plays linebacker, outside backer, but really a strong safety. Running back, 5'9", 190, 4'5" guy, will bring the wood.
Yes, will.
Another guy, Malik Palmer, a wideout, a slot, doesn't get the attention that Major and Joel's getting, but Malik Palmer can fly.
He can make plays. Everybody on our team pretty much, we coach two positions. We want you to be able to be multiple. We don't want you to come in thinking, I only do.
Yeah.
So you're more marketable when you can do more than one thing. So majority of all our guys play special teams, offense, defense. If you're a receiver, you're probably going to play defensive back.
That's that college in you.
Yeah.
You earn your way up for special teams.
You earn your way.
I got to mention your junior. Your quarterback, Tyrell Rabby, will be a D1 player next year.
He will. He's a great kid. Works real hard, real humble, and he wants to get better.
Good arm, too, for a young guy.
He's a young guy. Tyrell Rabby, you remember that name.
6'1", about 180, can run. Calm, too, Coach.
Great ball skills.
We got two high schools here with junior quarterbacks. I wonder if they can schedule each other next year. Kevin, what do you think of hearing all this with Madison?
They got a few more athletes than what we have. Maybe he could share some of them.
I want to mention some more recruits from Vermilion. Felix Joseph, a leader for Coach, O-line, D-line, 4-year starter. Andre LeBlanc, a key player. Blair Turner, great track guy, great speedster, not a big guy, but like you said, could get a track scholarship. Mo Maxwell is a great small guy that can play. Jocks Two-Set looks like a bodybuilder with a football brain. 6'1", 235. His dad played football at USL.
Right.
And Jock is big time, but not getting the big attention yet.
Right, exactly. I mean, Jock is 3.8 in his GPA, good grades, a good football player. We're
going to come back and we have more of Coach Fouquier and also our coach at Madison Prep, Landry Williams. We'll be back in just a moment.
This throbbing neck pain was so bad it moved to my shoulders and was causing severe headaches. Then a friend suggested I choose Peak. 2 weeks later, the pain was completely gone. So glad I chose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Honey, what's wrong with the disposer?
What disposer?
Clogged drain? Call Roto-Rooter, America's neighborhood drain expert.
I'll leave for a little while. And all you other letters think you can take over my town. Look at you. None issues even involved. If the people want the money they deserve for their accident.
The E-guarantee.
And as for you other letters, it's time you were erased.
My shoulder pain got so bad I couldn't lift anything overhead. So I chose Peak Performance, and I can't believe how much better I am now. Peak really does get you back into the game of life. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Welcome back, Lee Burkeen, Louisiana Football TV Magazine. Before we get to Garen Hargon, who's not on with us yet, we want to go ahead and roll some film of Madison Prep. They're 8-1, like Vermilion Catholic 8-1, two 8-1 teams. But here's some recap stuff on Madison Prep. Coach, against U High, y'all shut them out. That was it's their first shutout in 5 years.
First shutout, but they had their way with us for quite some time now, so we was able to come back and perform to that level.
Here's your offense. You got some tall receivers. A lot of these are your DBs. Your quarterback. You alternate 2 or 3 backs. You keep them fresh.
Yes.
Which is good.
Actually, Promise probably the better back.
Here's your young quarterback. Not a bad throw right here to Williams.
Joe Williams.
Your star corner playing wide out.
Yeah.
And here's Major, who's not a quarterback, but he can be if he needed.
Oh, yeah.
But
no doubt.
This is 20-0. It's against U High, who was in the state championship game last year. But here's coming up, getting a fumble recovery. Instinctive guy.
Yeah.
Not just a big guy that can run.
He also had a big hit early in the game to kind of set the tone. Early in the game, came a big hit. I think he hit the quarterback. I hit the running back real solid, and from that point.
Here's Malik Palmer, the kid we were talking about earlier, wide out, about 5'11", 170. Good hands.
Yeah, he can go get it.
I like when guys catch and they can run, you know. Here's Joel playing some DB, number 1, 6'1", 200-pound corner. You can't find a lot of these guys in the NFL at 200 pounds. This is against U High again. Joel's playing wide receiver. Right here in the end zone, that's not an easy catch.
Great ball skills.
I mean, look how fluid that kid is. Coach Kevin Fouquier, what you think? You want to go back in the college?
There's a few guys on that field right there that I wouldn't mind having, even at some of the colleges I was at.
Want to go ahead and go to our call-in. Don't have our call-in yet? Okay. Coach, final games of the season for both teams, Week 10. It's a good thing and a bad thing because you want to get positioned for the playoffs. But how much are you preaching to your teams about the PowerPoints, or is that kind of on the side and just to go out there and win the game, Kevin?
Well, you know, I mean, obviously the kids, they look at it and everything else, so I'm not going to not say anything about it. But biggest thing is we got to win this one. We got to take care of this Friday. The kids got to be focused up. All that doesn't matter unless we take care of this Friday, and that's the most important thing. And then where the chips fall, that's where, hey, whoever they put in front of us, that's who we're going to have to play.
Landry, what do you think going into Week 10?
Treat it like a playoff game. It's a game that we feel we have to have. You want the momentum going into the playoffs, so it's a very important game for us.
High school football, there's some talk there might be instant replay in the state championship games. What do y'all think of that, Landry?
Well, I think it's a good idea. I mean, nowadays, hey, our job's on the line as well as college coaches. So if they can make a play that can change the outcome, then why not?
Kevin, what do you think of being in high school now to have that option?
Yeah, I mean, you know, if it can help put the game, you know, and again, depending upon with the select schools, you know, where we're going to have the championship game, that's going to be the next thing for us. You know, it's going to be obviously a little easier in the dome. for those schools. But the select schools just don't know yet.
Kevin, you played at UL, walked on, got injured, but
Yeah.
you got your degree there.
Correct.
What do you think of the progress their new coach is making?
Outstanding. You know, I took my team to the Appalachian State ball game on that Wednesday night, and but I've been around him. He's come by. I tell you what, he does a phenomenal job. Very, very, very good coach. Great staff. One of our ex-players, Mike Desimo, is coaching there, and Wingirter's got another Lege that's coaching there. But they do an outstanding job.
Landry, what do you think of LSU Southern this year?
Oh,
SWAC's hard.
SWAC's hard. SEC always hard.
Pay attention to any what Southern LSU's doing locally.
Always, you know, they're both of the home universities. So, man, Southern's playing well. Obviously, LSU have a big game this week with Alabama. So I think this is the year LSU go ahead and get the win.
Landry, you
I
watch
like
much?
Coach Burrows.
You're a big fan of Joe Burrow.
I like Joe Burrows.
Kevin, you had a chance to watch Joe Burrow play?
Yes, watched him a couple of times and everything else. He's calm, cool in the pocket, also athletic enough to get out in space and make you miss.
All right, the Saints. What are we going to do, Landry, this year with the Saints? What do you think is going to happen? Drew's back. Bridgewater went undefeated as the reserve quarterback. So,
hey, they look great right now. They're going to be hard to beat.
I mean, everybody thought they traded their running back Ingram, that things would be missing, but the new guy's doing good from Minnesota.
Coach Payton do a great job. Of course, Breeze is Breeze. So the defense is starting to play well.
You're winning without Kamara.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
They have depth.
And their defense with Cameron Jordan and that D-line is phenomenal.
Exactly.
And their linebacking core.
I tell you, Dennis does a great job. Dennis was a strong safety for us whenever I was at A&M coaching. And
Dennis Allen.
Yeah, DA does a great job. You know, he kind of followed Bill Johnson over to Atlanta as was it, and then got to the Saints and then bounced around. But DA does a great job. And then, you know, their quarterback coach, Pete Carmichael, you know, he was with us at La Tech when Croton was there, and Pete does a great job. But he's got a good one to work with.
You know, the Saints, I think this is the best defense since the Wrecking Crew linebackers of Vaughn Johnson, Sam Mills, Pat Swilling, those guys.
Dome Patrol.
This defense, to me, I think it's one of the top 2 or 3 in the league. The offense has won games by a touchdown. They held Dallas to, like, no touchdowns. Who does that at Dallas?
Right.
And the Saints having a defense that you're like, what? It's been a long time. And then you got Drew Brees, and you got Thomas, and you got Kamara, and you got all these other – and you got the tight end that they signed in free agency that's doing a great job, that played at South Carolina in college. But, guys, good luck to you this Friday night and in the playoffs. Hope that y'all can get to a state championship game. I know that's the goal, and y'all are both ranked highly. We don't need to say all the certain rankings because I know that coaches – they don't want the pressure. Let's just win that next game, right? So, Coach Fouquier, good luck to you this week.
Lee, appreciate you having us on and always and all the things that you do for these young kids in this state. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you, Kevin, and Landry. Good luck to you.
Appreciate it, Lee. You always do a great job bringing a lot of notoriety to these young athletes in the state.
Now, the next segment, we got the recruits coming on. We got the quarterback from Vermilion Catholic, Drew Lege, and also Major Burns from Madison Prep. We'll be back with those young men in just a moment.
I'm injury lawyer E. Eric Gerard. There's a Superman comic where he leaves Earth and comes back only to find a bunch of other superheroes trying to fight evil but just not getting the job done. Well, I'm back. Now there's all these other lawyers on TV saying they can help you with their injury claim, but something's just not the same. There's only one Superman, and there's only one E. E. Eric Gerard. eGuarantee.com. Get the E. Guarantee.
Hi, we are live with the PPTV network, where one of the top athletes is about to make his important decision. We know his character, and nothing will hold him back.
I'm glad to have my family and friends here for this choice. It's more than my career. It will affect the rest of my life. I choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
The decision is in. Why choose Peak?
Their reputation and their record of success is unmatched.
When it matters most, another patient chooses Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Honey, what's wrong with the disposer?
What disposer?
Clogged drain? Call Roto-Rooter, America's neighborhood drain expert.
Welcome back, Lieber King, Louisiana Football TV Magazine. We have two great young men on the show tonight. One's Vermilion Catholic in Abbeville, Louisiana, the quarterback, Drew Lege, a junior. So he's got another year. He's a 2021 recruit. And also we have Major Burns, who's a DB at Madison Prep. He's committed to LSU. He's a senior, class of 220, plays wide receiver, even the holder for extra points and field goals. Guys, thanks for joining us tonight.
Appreciate you having us.
Drew, let's start with you. You're a junior. You have close to 6,000 yards passing, which again, we talked, your coach is a former college coach.
Yep.
Stats are good, but you also have a good arm, good touch. You'd mentioned to me growing up, you've liked UL and LSU growing up. Is that?
Yeah, we've always been fans of UL and LSU. We just growing up in the community, everybody loves them.
Big fan of Jake DeLone?
Yeah.
Have you worked with Jake any?
Not really, but I've met him a few times. He's gave me a few pointers on what to do.
Lafayette native.
Yeah.
Went to Turlings Catholic. What's your goals to finish out this year, Drew? I mean, you're a junior, but 1 week left.
Well, this week, got to win the district championship first of all, and then go into the playoffs with a good seed, hopefully draw a good bracket, and then go win the state.
There you go. And then Major Burns, thank you, Major, for being here. Committed to LSU, and you committed early. Right. What made you commit to LSU and Ed Orgeron, who's very popular right now in the country, not just in Baton Rouge, but
they have a great coaching staff. They made me feel at home, and I really wanted to stay close to my family.
Who are some of the DBs from LSU that you like growing up? There's been Tyrann Mathieu, Jamal Adams. I mean, you go back to Mo Claiborne.
Right.
You know, recently you've got some, Grant Delpit.
Right.
So anybody stick out to you that you like?
Patrick Peterson and Tyrann Mathieu.
Those two guys are elite.
Yes, sir.
Did you meet them?
I've never met either.
You'll meet them soon, though. They're
Oh,
always
yes,
coming
sir.
back.
Yes, sir.
What do you think of college football today, and what do you think you need to work on when you get to college?
College football today, every guy is fast. Every guy's athletic. I think I need to work on knowing my assignment more than anybody else and getting faster and stronger.
This LSU game at Alabama, you going to be watching that game?
Yes, sir.
You going to be watching that, Drew?
Of course.
You're a big Joe Burrow fan.
Of course. Yeah.
Who you got the Joe Burrow do going on too, man. Y'all kind of look alike a little bit, but Joe always sounds like Bill Belichick when he's talking. He's always serious, and he's always like what your coaches are telling you. It's the next game. Don't get too excited. Don't get the big head. And I think that's why he's so successful. Do you agree, Drew?
Yes, I do. I actually had the chance to meet him at the Manning Passing Academy this summer. Yeah, he's a very serious guy, but he's a good guy.
If they beat Alabama, he's going to win the Heisman, I think.
Yeah.
Major 6'2".
Yes, sir.
180 plus pounds. 8-1, beat U-High, beat a lot of good teams. What's the chances of winning the state title?
I think we got a good chance to win state title this year. We got a good senior class and good coaching staff. I just think everything lining up this year.
Are you trying to recruit Joe Williams to join you at LSU?
Yes, sir, definitely.
Because I heard he's at an Alabama visit, right, for the Alabama-LSU game?
Yes, sir.
So you talk to him, you ever nudge him and say, hey, man, join me in the class? Or?
Yeah, I talked to him a little bit, but at the end of the day, wherever he go, I'd be happy for him.
I think we've got some stuff to show real quick. Here's a little highlights of you at corner.
Yes.
Helps to have them big D linemen chasing those quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
Here's another blitzing the quarterback. That's a little Grant Delpit play here.
Oh, yeah, he took that one to the house.
And here's that wide out, man. You don't ever get any rest. That's a hard catch, huh, Drew, for him to make.
Yeah. Good throwing catch.
This is, as a DB, again, you're playing up a little bit like the strong side now.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes they put me in a box.
Coming up, and people love to see DBs that hit, too, so you come up and run support. This is the long ball. Not today, huh? One more play.
You caught that one over there.
Play some good receivers in Baton Rouge area. A lot of tall, good receivers. And Drew, we had your highlights on earlier with Coach.
Oh, gosh.
Anything? What do you need to work on before you're done? You got another year.
I think I need to learn the game more. I think this summer I did a great job with the coaching staff. They really brought me in and went over a lot of stuff defense-wise, just to make it easier for me when I go out there, just to learn the game a little bit more.
You like to have this guy playing wide out, maybe?
Love it.
Good to have a 6'2" guy, about 180, that can run.
Yeah, I can run.
Any shout-out to anybody in your family that you're on TV, your family watch this?
Yeah, my whole family, my brother JT.
Major, your mom, anybody you want to?
Shout out my mom, my brothers, and everybody in the family group chat.
What's it like, Drew, having your coach being a college coach, having all that experience?
It's awesome. I mean, when we go into the weight room, he's always there, giving us, encouraging us to be better men. He knows the game, so it makes it much easier for our guys.
And your head coach played college ball and coached a little bit in college, so good to have a guy with all that experience, too.
Oh, yes, sir, definitely.
Look, guys, good luck to you. Hope y'all win state championships, wherever they're going to be played, right?
Yeah. Right.
And good luck to this Week 10. I know it's going to be a good game for you guys. Hopefully no rain. Hopefully it's dry.
Right.
It's not too cold.
Please.
And everything will work out. Good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
I want to thank everybody that joined us tonight for the show. Blain and Brett Bech. Also, thank the Marriott Hotel. Thank Major Burns, Drew Lege from Vermilion Catholic, Coach Kevin Fouquier, Landry Williams from Madison Prep. Good luck to all the kids and parents this week with their games and all the college kids. We'll check you out next week statewide. Watch Louisiana Football TV Magazine all week in the state. We'll see you next week.